We are in section 7.6, Integration Using Table and Computer Algebra Systems. The first example says use the table of integrals on reference page 6 through 10 to evaluate the integrals. So the first example is the integral of x squared times the square root of 4 plus x squared dx. And it says to use the table of integrals. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. It's in our book on pages 6 through 10 to evaluate the integral. This is not very practical for us to be using since we have really strong computer algebra systems that could perform this integral without trying to look through a table. However, the textbook does have these for a reference. We're not able to use this table on an exam or on a quiz, but it is there in order to kind of take a note and make reference with. So we're going to take a look at the table that is in our textbook on pages 6 through 10 and also posted on Canvas. Reference pages 1 through 10 are posted on Canvas and they're also in our textbook for you to make reference to. There is a list of integrals that you can look at that are on pages 6 through 10. So reference page 6 says table of integrals, and there are integrals that you do need to know that have memorized, and then in addition there's a bunch more of integrals that don't need to be memorized, but they're there for referencing. The example we had in the notes was the integral of x squared times the square root of 4 plus x squared dx. And if you look at number 22 on your reference page, you will see that that looks very similar to the layout of what we have for this problem. And I'm going to go ahead and make reference of that and note that u in this problem is x, and our a value in here is 2, since 2 squared is 4. So if you look at that, I'm going to go ahead and write down my answer, but every time I say a u, I put an x, and again, a is 2. From the reference page, number 22 on page 6, this is going to equal x over 8 times 4 plus 2x squared times the square root of 4 plus x squared minus 2 to the 4th all over 8 times the natural log of x plus the square root of 4 plus x squared plus c. This would be our answer. You could, however, simplify the 2 to the 4th over 8 as 1/2 if you wanted to arrive at a simplified answer. Right below this, it says instead of using the table of integrals on reference pages 6 through 10 to evaluate integrals, we will be using Wolfram Alpha to evaluate integrals. Note, use Wolfram Alpha to complete homework only for this section. This is not something that we'll be using on any type of quiz or any type of exam. So this is just for you to reference and be able to do and integrate more challenging problems, or also a way to check and see if you got answers correct on homework. The first thing to do is to go to the Wolfram Alpha website, which is at wolframalpha.com. You can see that up above. And in the box, it says enter what you would like to calculate or know about. And so you have a lot of different options. There's also other options down here to select. For me, though, I'm just going to type exactly what it is that we are doing for the first example. And so for this one, we're going to type integrate, since that's what we wanted to do. And what I would like for it to do is to integrate, and I'm going to type in what we have for the square root. I'm going to just type SQRT, and we have parentheses 2y to the second minus 3, close parentheses because that's what we're taking the square root of, divided by y to the second, and then close my bracket. You also can type in comma and put a y, telling it what to integrate with respect to. From here I selected enter, and then it's going to work out the solution for us. And so you can see we get an answer here. And so I'm going to go ahead and copy that down. Again, the plus constant would be that plus c that we have. The other thing to note here is that there are step-by-step instructions, and it also gives additional information here. Again, these ones aren't ones that we're supposed to be integrating by hand anyways, but it is good to note how they were calculating things. So the second example, I'm going to go ahead and put that one in now. I'm going to change this so it's still integrate, and this time we have x to the second, and then it's hyperbolic cosecant of, and it's x to the third plus 1, close parenthesis, and again you could put comma x or just close our brackets. Both of them work, and also a dx would enter, and it calculates it. And then we get our answer here to write down. Again, that plus constant is our plus c. And additional information is given below to kind of glance at. So Wolfram Alpha is extremely powerful. It is nice to be able to check your answers. It's also nice to use this computer algebra system to calculate things that are too difficult for us to calculate as we are in Calc 2. We will be using Wolfram Alpha also for our project this semester, so it's a good one to know and understand. So make sure you write down both of your answers for these and ask if you have any questions.